here's the question. Do you rely on God more than technology? Of course, we'd all like to say that we do, but what's the truth? I thought about this analogy. I thought about how there's times when I'm going for a run and you get your GPS up and running, and when you start, you hit the start button and you go. And I don't even look down at my watch to see if it started. And sometimes I'll get 10 minutes into a run and realize, oh, it didn't start. And
does that bother you as much as it bothers me?
Because
it tears me up.
It bothers me a little bit. Not too bad. Not too bad. But the point is that's how much confidence I have in what I'm doing and my technology is. I'm sure that when I press that button, everything's good and everything's working. And what would it be like if we did the same thing with God? What if when I'm praying about Debbie and her situation and God healing her, what if my thought is, as I pray, not that I hope that God is going to do what needs to be done, but my when I get through praying, the feeling is it's already done. Now, it may not be done exactly the way I want it to. Sure. God has his ways, and I'm not demanding that he do it my way. But what if we prayed that way? Because I think we don't. We pray and we hope when we pray. And I've been convicted on that over the last couple of months, actually, with prayer in particular, that we should pray expecting. And
that's hard to do.
And it is, but that's what this is asking. Do we rely on God more than technology? We have all sorts of technology that we just assume when we pick up our remote control to watch the television and we hit the power button that it's coming on.
How many times have you punched something in the GPS? And maybe it's because you're checking on traffic that the GPS is taking you a different way that you know is not right. But you go the way the GPS says instead. This is opposite of what you probably thought I was going to say. There have been times where, okay, GPS is saying go this way. I know a lot of times it's right. So you go that way only to realize it took you 20 minutes longer than if you went the way you knew.
Yeah.
But we get so trained to rely on that. But if we could just get trained to rely on God like we do on technology,
yeah,
golly bum. But we second guess God way more than we do technology. I know in my life I do, if I'm just being completely honest. But I don't know. This kind of brought up a challenge that I had a couple years ago, and I've actually thought about doing it again with the youth. You know, I had the high school boys, and I may have talked about this on here, but a few years ago, you know, I always talk about screen time with our guys. Everybody has to pull up their phones on Wednesday nights and tell me what their screen time was for the week. It's just an accountability. Had one kid last night pull his up, and he was like, whoa. I said, do you feel convicted? He said, yeah. But a few years ago, I made the challenge. I said, is anybody in here, and I had a basket laying there. I said, if anybody in here is willing to put their phone in the basket right now, you don't pull it out and look at it, check anything. Put your phone in the basket right now, and you leave it there for 1 week. I'll do it with you.
Oh.
And because my point was, y'all are in high school. Yes, you're busy, but I run a business, a ministry. I got kids, a wife. There's a lot of things going on, but I can do without this. And I was going to force myself to do it, and nobody in there would take me up on it.
Wow.
But I remember that night I told Holly, I said, I was really anxious.
I bet.
Because I put myself out there, and that made me realize that phone is too much in your life, Mitchell. I was trying to make a point to these high schoolers, thinking I'll do it with you. And as soon as I said it, I was like, oh man, what did I just say?
Yeah. Wow.
And, but nobody took me up on it. So I think I'm going to do it with the whole youth group here before long. I'm going to do it with the whole, and if one person takes me up on it, I'm going to do it. So
how powerful.
I don't know. That's a good way to determine how much it means in your life, because we all can go without a cell phone for a week.
We could.
No question.
Yeah.
It'd actually probably be pretty cool in many ways. Yeah. But the anxiousness, the anxiety that came over me right when I said it made me realize you've got that thing up too high in your life.
Yeah. Well, I know we don't want to get into all the details, but I don't have another phone. I mean,
my wife has a phone.
Yeah. Yeah. People know how to get there.
Yeah. I think it would be pretty cool. And think about the opportunity to witness because of it.
Oh, wow.
Because people, you're going to have more than 35 text messages by the end of that week that went unanswered.
Yeah.
And think about what you could tell those people when you got done. What are you, crazy? No, this is why.
Yeah.
And think about the impact that could make.
It could. Yeah.
But I haven't done it yet, and
that's it.
I will do it before Christmas.
That's pretty powerful. Pretty powerful.